We have an exclusive clip for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 episode number 4, and the clip is a scene between Lucas and Tariq where apparently Weston Holdings has lost a client. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Power Book 2 Ghost video. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this 56-second clip, this teaser that they're giving us, actually means and how it ties into the overall story. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification because I'm breaking down everything Power Book 2 Ghost, and you don't want to miss out on the content and the conversation. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the clip.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know.
I think you do.
Now, in the first part of this clip, I believe we're seeing the fallout of RSJ walking out on a meeting with Lucas at Weston Holdings, deciding to not go with him and allow him to manage all of RSJ's financial portfolio. And in the moment, we get to see him actually go to Tariq like, yo, what happened? I don't actually understand what went on. And Tariq is like, I don't know. But Lucas doesn't buy that. He's like, no, I think that you actually do know. And then Tariq makes the point of like, I don't think that he appreciated being treated like the talented 10th.
I don't know. I think treating him like he was part of the talented 10th was the wrong move.
Now, I had to look this up because I wasn't 100% familiar on the specifics of it. I knew of the idea of it, but the talented 10th is a term that was designated by the leadership class for African Americans in the earliest 20th century. It was usually used, or it was coined by white liberals, right? However, W.E.B. Du Bois did a essay on it, and then later on kind of denounced the idea of it. But in the essay titled Talented 10th, W.E.B. Du Bois wrote, "The Negro race, like all races, is going to be saved by its exceptional men. The problem of education, then, among Negroes, must first of all deal with the talented 10th. It is the problem of developing the best of this race that they may guide the mass away from contamination and death of the worst."
What? What are you talking about?
And basically all of that means, y'all, is that there should be a priority or hyperfixation on the elite of a specific class of people or a race of people. In this case, 1 in every 10 men would be capable of actually acquiring knowledge, acquiring more education, acquiring certain lived experiences to be able to acquire wealth and be able to live amongst the upper echelon in society. And W.E.B. Du Bois is definitely documented later on changing his mind about this particular principle and realizing how divisive it is within our culture to only highlight a certain group of people who are deemed worthy, right? And I think that that's what it's speaking to when Tariq makes this point about Lucas treating him like the talented 10th. This is a callback to the last episode when we first was introduced to RSJ, and RSJ made a point of like the first thing he said to Lucas was like, oh, you turned down all of my friends.
He gave a commencement address at Howard where he spoke about how there's so many other people just like him that are, you know, just as good or maybe even better.
RSJ might be a very, very wealthy black man, a well-to-do black man, but he is not seemingly like one of the ones who gets on and then forgets about everybody and everything. He wants to come up with his people. He wants to uplift his people. Even in this conversation with Lucas, Tariq makes a point of him giving a talk at Howard University, which again coins the idea that yes, he might be a billionaire, he might be of the upper echelon in the elite in society regardless of race, but he's still gonna keep it real, he's still gonna look out for his people. And in Lucas treating him like one of the talented 10th when he wants to be one of many that's helping his whole group, Lucas going out his way to exile or to alienate other people who he's trying to get money with and trying to do stuff with actually winds up biting him in the butt.
But they can't showcase it because they have to deal with institutional racism.
Where the fuck was this insight before the meeting, buddy?
So Lucas, if we pay attention to last episode, thought that being very selective and making sure that RSJ knows that he's special and that he is one of the very few that Weston Holdings would even pick, he thought that that was going to actually help him secure this deal, and it wound up working against him, basically making him least likely to be worked with by RSJ. And we get all of this, y'all, in the first 13 seconds of this clip.
Look, I'm just an intern. It's obvious you were just using me as a prop.
And again, I got my confirmation to that idea, like, oh, Erica, you're on the right track, because when Tariq points out, like, yo, he gave the commencement address at Howard, talking about he has come across people, as friends with people who are better than him, are just as good. However, they are fighting with additional systemic racism that's keeping them down, and the opportunities are just not there. So they're literally no different than them. Weston Holdings winds up unknowingly propagating this thought, which again makes RSJ not want to work with them. And from there, Lucas goes on to say,
Where the fuck was this insight before the meeting, buddy?
which I thought was very interesting, because did you ask Tariq for his opinion before you met with RSJ? I don't think you did. So the fact that Lucas is sitting across from Tariq, like, where was all of this insight before, but you didn't solicit any type of advice, any type of thoughts, anything other than his blackness to sit in the room. You didn't request anything of him but his skin to be in the room with you and play like a homeboy hookup card, basically. And now you're mad that he has these opinions about how you actually were using him and using his race to try to help you court this client. What you need to do, Lucas, is be mad at yourself, because you had this opportunity to talk to him before, ask him questions, but you didn't care to think about it. Now, what I think is interesting about Lucas is, like, from the very beginning, he actually helps Tariq get into this internship, and he seems to be like one of the good ones, right? Like one of the good liberals, one of the good white boys that are going to utilize their privilege for good and going to F the man and like stand up for racial injustice, X, Y, and Z. But then for him to be in this position with RSJ, it's like, no, you're not actually that different. And I think that what they're doing is creating a really interesting conversation in the Power universe, which is not an important conversation for them and their storylines, but it's an underlying one where they actually are calling white liberals to the carpet and like, is this you? Like, is this what you're about? Because it's also still giving a little bit of racism. How are we going to address that? Now, I think where Lucas goes from here is very interesting, because now we're getting additional pressure placed on Tariq for something that he actually had no control over. Take a look.
This internship isn't the right fit for you.
Wait, no. I need this internship.
Then prove it. Turn this around. If you can convince RSJ to sign with us, you keep your internship.
So you mean to tell me Tariq now has gone from random raggedy intern that they didn't even want there, only Brayden and Lucas wanted there, to now if he wants to actually stay there, he has to figure out a way to sign a multi-billion-dollar client to Weston Holdings. And it's all because you flustered and frailed and your plan has gone awry, Lucas? BFFR. Y'all, I'm not really sure where we're going from here. However, I really enjoy catching this little clip. I think that it's dope for the Power universe to not only create the pressures of Noma and Obi on the drug side, but when it comes to his academic side, now him also having additional pressures, because this is all of the stuff that really brings out Tariq's character and we get to see what he's made of. And I, in the first season, have counted him out quite a bit, like, oh yeah, he ain't gonna be able to handle this, or I don't know how he's gonna get out of this, but he's definitely going to be able to figure this out with RSJ, and I can't wait to see how he does so. However, I don't think that it's going to be as pleasant or what Lucas is looking for. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think about this exclusive clip? How do you feel about Lucas making Tariq go after RSJ on Weston Holdings' behalf? And what are you predicting for episode 4? I also have an episode 4 preview video, which you can click right here to check it out to know all of my thoughts, theories, and predictions for the entire episode. If you want a little bit more Power Book 2 content, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm going to see you in the next one.